Hey, what's up, everyone? Oh man, am I late getting to this news? This article came out on December 13th. I'll go ahead and leave it linked in the description below. This one's from Entertainment Weekly. I know there's probably better articles out there about it, but this one is just kind of short and sweet to the point, which is what I kind of want to get to. So we'll go over it here real quick. I'll give a little bit of my thoughts, and of course, yeah, let's just go ahead and get into the article here. In the grand Let's Try That Again tradition that gave us Tom Holland as Spider-Man, Paramount is developing a new Power Rangers reboot film. EW has confirmed John Entwistle, known as a director and executive producer on Netflix's The End of the Effing World, is in early negotiations to direct. Never heard of this guy, never seen that, so don't know what he brings to the table. But I'll continue on here. According to The Hollywood Reporter, which first reported the news, the new film storyline will involve a time travel element that sends its young main characters back to the 1990s. Patrick Burleigh, who wrote the upcoming Peter Rabbit 2, is working on the script. This will be the first Power Rangers film produced by Hasbro, which acquired the franchise in 2018. Okay, so right off the bat, a time traveling element. That could work, maybe. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Depends on how much time I guess they're going to be spending in the 1990s. If are they going to do it kind of like Back to the Future, where there's something major happening there in the 1990s, something so crucial that it requires them to stay there for an extended period of time, or is it going to be just something that they're really just doing for the purpose of kind of pulling on those nostalgia heartstrings, right? Because I mean, Power Rangers, as we know, started in the 1990s. To me, if they're just doing it for the sake of nostalgia, if it's a thing that's kind of goofy where it's just like, oh my goodness, we're stuck in the 1990s, and there's no reason why. I'm sure there's going to be a good reason why. I mean, you would think if they're going to do something like that, but if it's something that is just feels a lot more happenstance and not very crucial to the story, if it's just done as kind of a throwaway thing, which, you know, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that that's not what's happening here, that it's not being done for any purpose other than to move along the story, move along the plot, that it's something very crucial, the reason why they need to be there, and not a thing of they just happen to get there by accident and have to find a way to get back into modern times, kind of like Back to the Future. Then I think that can work. You know, with Back to the Future, obviously that worked because it's a comedy, but you know, you're doing with Power Rangers here, you're trying to do something a little bit more sci-fi, and you know, the whole you know, the sake of the world, right? This is for the whole this is to save the world and all that, right? That's what the Power Rangers do. So it depends on how they do all that, how that all is laid out. So it'll be interesting to see what exactly is the purpose for them being in the 1990s. What I wouldn't have minded, honestly, is if they had just gone ahead and set the movie in the 1990s, because that's something that seemed to have worked for the Bumblebee movie, right? For Transformers. That seems to be a movie that, for the most part, was positively received by fans, and a lot of people feel is the best Transformers movie that has come out in a long time, probably since the first one. Just every sequel that came out after the first one seemed to be, you know, the first one had kind of a little bit of a mixed reaction, but for the most part, I remember most people dug the first one. It was everything that came out after the first one that just kind of got worse and worse and worse and worse until Bumblebee, where people kind of felt like, oh, okay, this, you know, they seem to like it a bit more, although I'm sure there's people that had their mixed feelings about Bumblebee as well. For the most part, I've heard more positive than negative things about it. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe the way to go would have been to just go ahead and set it in the 1990s, but I guess we'll see. We'll see how all that plays out on the big screen. So the last Power Rangers reboot, released in 2017, was a box office bomb, grossing $142 million worldwide on a reported $105 million budget. Studio Lionsgate scrapped plans for a sequel as a result, which I mean, I wasn't surprised at all after watching the movie, honestly. And you all know how I feel about the movie at this point. Like, if you've been subscribed to the channel, you know that I didn't care for the 2017 movie at all. That film, starring Naomi Scott, Bryan Cranston, and Elizabeth Banks, earned mixed reviews from critics. E's B review praised the movie's character work, but criticized its battle-heavy second-half orgy of green screen destruction. I actually didn't see the review on the movie, but that's funny. The long-running Power Rangers TV franchise, on the other hand, aired its 26th season Beast Morphers this year on Nickelodeon. And as it pertains to Beast Morphers, people seem to generally like Beast Morphers. I've heard more positive for sure than negative about Beast Morphers. I mean, you get every now and then. I'll have people tell me, it's not that good, but for the most part, most people have buzzed about it to me. They seem to like it. This next season of Beast Morphers is going to be coming out. A lot of people are looking forward to, because of course we're going to get Jason Lee Scott coming back, Austin St. John coming back as the MMPR Red Ranger for the first time in a long time, in almost 20 years since he was last on the franchise. So I'm exaggerating a little bit here. I think last time, he was on what I think 2001 was when Forever Red was, if I'm not mistaken. So close to 20 years since he was last on an episode. So that's cool. So, yeah, until more details come out, I guess my only opinion up to this point about this other reboot of Power Rangers is good on Hasbro. I, of course, have a little bit of skepticism because as we've seen how they've handled the Transformers movies. Although Bumblebee, if we look at Bumblebee, all right, maybe they're step in the right direction, right? But until I see more... I'm going to reserve kind of my judgment on it. I probably will go see this movie, even if it looks like it's going to be horrible, because I did that with the last Power Rangers movie. So I'm going to kind of make that a tradition with these movies until a good one comes out. So we'll see if this one ends up being any good. I'll definitely be following up with another video once a little bit more information comes out about it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about the new reboot from Hasbro that's coming out. And yeah, until next time, you know how it goes. The hunt continues. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a like, share, and comment below.